As tensions escalate over the suspected nuclear weapons program in Iran, Canadian Defense Minister Peter MacKay announced the Harper regime's willingness to participate in U.S. imperialist aggression. Speaking to Sun News Network, MacKay stated that the Canadian government is making preparations for military action in Iran if diplomacy fails. MacKay reiterated that the claim that the government of Mahmoud Ahmadinejad is a brutal dictatorship that frequently violates human rights and is aggressively seeking the manufacture of nuclear weaponry. All of this despite several U.S. intelligence reports stating that there was no evidence of Iran attempting to do so. We are pushing every diplomatic means, but the fact remains we have to be prepared for what may come, and that's something the National Defense Department takes very seriously. We, like all countries, are taking risk very seriously. We are working with our partner nations. This shows a marked change in Canada's traditional foreign policy. The Harper regime made it clear that they intend to take a hostile stance against Iran in accordance with U.S. and Israeli policy. MacKay noted on the program that Canada has been one of the most aggressive nations when it comes to sanctions against Iran. There was, however, an exception for a little while when a Canadian oil company was still doing business with the Iranian State Oil Company after the sanctions were put in place. Aside from this slight aberration, the Harper regime has followed Israeli and U.S. policy closely. With this development, the Harper regime is beginning to wipe out Canada's reputation as a peacekeeping nation. It is under the Conservative Party that Canadian imperialism is really taking off. The first vestiges of it appeared under the Liberal Party when Canada submitted to U.S. pressure to participate in the invasion of Afghanistan shortly after the events of 9/11. Now its true form is being shown proudly to the world as Harper and his cronies attempt to drag the working class into backing and paying for another war of conquest for the profit of the ruling elite. The masses of Canada need to sharply oppose this war and put more pressure on the government to investigate the likely election fraud by the Conservative Party.